You doing?
What's going on, man? Welcome to the show. We got Jimmy B. Fearless joining here, Sports Hip Hop with DJ Mad Max, Live 365, iHeartRadio. Welcome to the show, man. How's everything going?
It's good, man. How are you?
Good, good. And you got your own podcast too. Plug yourself in there because you got your whole setup ready here.
Yeah, we got a podcast called YFM Sports. So we talk about football, primarily a little bit of boxing and stuff like that, but mostly this is for the hip hop. This is where I record at and everything as well.
Yeah, you got it in both lanes for sure. Why don't we start off because you got this new record I was checking out, My Heart's Affair. Let's get into the messaging behind that. What really sparked the songwriting behind this story?
Well, My Heart's Affair is part of the actual album, The Love Is Real. So if you look behind, you see that heart. That's the actual,
The album
s-
cover.
yeah, that's the album cover. And my vinyls actually just came in. I've been selling a lot of vinyls on demand, but decided to get some bulk. But My Heart's Affair is actually the outro to the album, and it talks about basically trying to sum up the whole concept of the album, which is the love is real. And the love is real truly does focus on the fact that no matter what anybody tells you, no matter what you go through in life, the main key point is that the love is real. And we all go through shit. We all have terrible people around us sometimes. Things get messy, but the love is supposed to be the thing that shines through. And My Heart's Affair is really talking about the fact that even though I've been through so much with my family, friends, enemies, whatever, the love is still real, even against the people that hate me the most. So that's what, My Heart's Affair is about.
That is an interesting perspective to have on it because usually I'm someone that cuts off people who do me wrong and rightfully so on my part. But how are you able to really see the love in your enemies or people that are they perceive themselves to be real, but then they're fake? How do you still perceive the love?
Well, you gotta remember, for one, just because the love is real don't mean I need to have it around you, right?
Mm.
That don't mean I need to be close to you. Most people that turns into your enemies start off as associates, start off as someone that didn't reply to you, start off as someone that just ghosted you, start off as somebody that did you wrong. But most of those people are people that you either real close with or someone that's family or, someone that was somebody that you mess with. And I always believe that just because I had love for you and I could love you as a human being does not mean that I have to mess with you. I don't have to do business with you. People tell you and show you exactly who they are by the way they move, everything. A lot of people look at disrespect one way or another. Me, I look at it as if you tell me who you are, you don't literally have to say it. It's your actions and what you do that tell me who you are. So I still can have love for you, but that does not mean that I have to rock with you. We don't have to hang out together. And a lot of times is us personally, the animosity that we have for us not handling the situation correctly, us not saying our truth. If you do all of that and somebody do you wrong, you should be able to tell the person like, yo, I don't mess with you. Me and you, we ain't cool like that no more. Still got love for you though. You know what I mean? But me and you, we ain't doing business together. Or me and you, we can't talk like that on the phone, or you disrespecting me. As people, we need to be okay to have those honest conversations. And I think if you do that, and if you separate people and make sure that you have proper distance and be a true person and actually stand up for yourself, then you can still have love to those individuals.
Mhm. Are there any exceptions? Because I understand what you're saying 100% because there are those people that you have to have those conversations with and you tell them, I'm not rocking with you. But then there's people that do something so wrong to you where they stab you in the back to where it's like, I don't have love for you. You're dead to me. Do you have those exceptions or you're able to find love still in those situations?
I mean, I'm not giving anybody a power for me to hate a person. And
Hmm.
what that sounds like to me is hate. Like I could never mess with you again. You dead to me. I mean, most of the people that do you wrong is usually, like I said, the people that's closest to you, right? Girlfriends, ex-girlfriends, your homies, family. So you just gonna say you dead to them? Nah. I mean, just because I can't sit here and have dinner with you or something like that doesn't mean I still don't have love for you as a fundamental aspect. Because love doesn't have to be reciprocated. The more love we have in this world, I think we'd be better. You can see like when it comes to our president and how like we don't have civility anymore, all the way to just people in the street. Like people don't have love for each other. It's not that mutual respect out there. I think we need to start leading with that more. And I'm trying to tell you, if you knew my life story and we dig deep into it, I've had the closest people to me turn on me. The closest people leave me out in the cold. You know what I mean? The closest people leave me with no electric, poor, nothing, homeless, all of that. And I still have love for those folks because I understand everybody's situation is different. And I don't expect anyone to act like me. And my love doesn't have to be reciprocated. I got nothing but love for you. And like Tupac said, I ain't mad at you because I already know what type of person you are. You already proved that to me. I don't have to give you any more of that energy of me focus on you like you dead to me. That's giving way too much hate to a motherfucker that it doesn't even matter. It really just don't.
Mm. Well, here's
Now,
the thing.
hopefully, if
Oh,
you
go
do
ahead.
have a serious problem with somebody, you know what I mean, and it's real like that, you need to take it to a point where you feel like, you've got your point across that I don't rock with you, you don't rock with me, or you may have to take it to another level. It's unfortunate, but sometimes things have to be handled in a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. It's to me, it's not to a point to where I give him the power. I just dead him and don't even think about him. That's pretty
And
much
that's
it.
fine. You could
That's when I
still
handle him.
you could dead somebody, but you could still have love for them. You could still shout, say what's good. You know what I mean? All of that. You know what I mean? I used to be that type of person too. Like, yo, I'm never talking to you again, all of that. But you end up seeing this person at a funeral. You end up seeing this person walking down the street. And it's like you don't really like had that in you. Like, nah, you don't gotta be like that. You already know, like, I'm not me and you, we ain't cool. We can never do business. We can never sit down and have a conversation, but I don't have to be disrespectful. As long as the respect is there, then the love is there. And that's really all that's about.
Mm. Did want to get into to your life story early on because you're from Delaware originally. Then you got out
Yeah.
to Atlanta. You've been all around the world, and then you got to are you in Dallas right now? You're in Texas.
Yeah, I'm in Dallas, Texas. I've been here for about 4 years. Yeah, it's a great place to live. I tell you that.
The
That was all
weather's
right.
nice.
Yeah, it's the weather, the gun laws, I love that. The laws in general, you know what I mean? The taxes, the tax system. As a person that's lived in a lot of places, I say I lived in Hawaii for a while and a little bit of California, but I'm originally from the East Coast, so I understand like all of those liberal type of laws. And now I live in a conservative place and I lived in the Midwest. I've lived in every major part of the United States in terms of like the side of the United States and whatever. And I would say personally that Texas is my second home. Like it's my home away from home because of all the laws and just the way it is out here and there's space and there's freedom. You can do a lot of stuff here that you can't do in other states, man. Like I traveled to Boston. I was in Boston for like 2 weeks. I didn't even know I brought my gun out there, on the plane and everything. I didn't know you had to have a license to buy bullets. Like, that don't even make no sense, yo. Like what? Like, and then in New York, if you get caught, it's like a year of bullet or whatever it is. It don't even make no sense. Like, what about the self-protection? So anyway, I say all that to say, yeah, I lived a lot of places, but Texas is basically the best place I've ever lived.
Mm. So you like living in like conservative?
it's
You.
it's not about that. I think the older that you get, the more you like to have more freedoms. You like to have more freedom when it comes to the property taxes. You like to have more freedom when it comes to if I take this messed up highway, I don't have to pay no toll. But if I take the highway that's faster with less traffic, I pay a toll. I like having those options. I like to, if I want to spend more money, I can. And I also like more space and I like more value from my money. And that's something that's hard to get in like up north. Like you get older homes up north and it's hard to like get space and separation. I was just up in New York and I mean like I asked my wife, I was just like, yo, when last time you seen a tree? Like ain't no trees like that in New York City. Like ain't like my family, a lot of my family live in Brooklyn. I'm half Spanish, so all my Puerto Rican side of my family live in Brooklyn. Like ain't no trees on Knickerbocker Avenue. Like ain't no trees on Star Street. Even the park don't got no trees. So I like it's not about the conservative things or anything of that nature, but I do like more freedom when it comes to laws and different opportunities that living in Texas provides you. Texas is like its own country. Very, very different.
Mm. How about the racism down there? Because that's something that runs
I
rampant. It
mean,
runs rampant everywhere, but down south, we know how it is.
I do think that that might be kind of a negative type of thing because I faced more racism in Delaware than I have living in the South. So I lived in Atlanta for almost 10 years. Now, Atlanta, of course, is Black Mecca. But I've driven around outside of Atlanta. I experienced more racism when I lived like in Cleveland, Ohio. Going outside of Cleveland, when you get outside of like the Cleveland hub and you start to go to like the country, I had somebody tell me, "Oh, is your sister black like, or is your sister dark like you?" Because my sister was living in Dubai at the time. You hear slick stuff. People ask you all these weird questions about your hair. got dreads and stuff. People want to touch your hair. A lot of racist things or misunderstandings. You have to educate people in different places. But I've never experienced racism here. And mostly that's because it's more Latin people here than you would expect. So as a person that's Latin, most of the people that you interact with are either Mexican or like from Honduras, and white people that you may interact with. A lot of them are so used to black folk, in my experience, that the racism thing hasn't been seen present here. But I live in Dallas. Austin is different. San Antonio is different. Houston's different. And when you get outside of Dallas Metroplex, yes, it is a lot of racism that occurs. But I don't go out there. I ain't got
Yeah.
no business out there. And that's the same thing in Atlanta. You go outside of Atlanta, the Atlanta Metroplex is racism. It's in smaller towns. And I've experienced racism in smaller towns in my life. But I lived all over. And I would say I've experienced more racism in Delaware, New York, Philly, and definitely in the Midwest. A lot of racism out there. A lot.
In the blue states, more than the blue states.
Yeah, I mean, just because it's a blue state, you gotta remember most of the cities are blue, and the smaller populations live outside of that. But those are morally mostly conservative people that don't interact with black folk. So when I worked up in Cleveland, I was on the road and I worked with people that I was the only black person that these people seen all month. I mean, I'm in
Mm.
towns where I'm literally the only blackface, and if there are other black people around in that town, they live on the other side of the tracks, literally on the other side of the tracks.
So it's
So
more of okay. So when we're talking about New York, so we could talk. It's more upstate. Are we talking about upstate New York or New York City,
no, I'm talking
like
about like
Brooklyn?
cops in New York City and shit like that,
All
like
the
being
cops in you,
racially
yeah, they're
profiled. Yeah, like that's racism to me too. I know
yeah.
Floyd's, and you know, what I mean, I don't have a problem with police, but I have been profiled by police. I have been stopped and frisked in New York as a young boy, like 12 years old. And also where I'm from in Delaware, that shit has happened too. Like asking why you in here. Like this is my neighborhood. We talking about like why? What you mean? Why I'm walking at 11 o'clock? Who cares? But I'm from a generation where you had jump out boys, where it used to be in white vans, unmarked, but the police would jump out on you, see if you had guns and drugs and stuff like that. So that if you had a black hoodie, it don't matter. If you was outside at night, they'll jump out on you. I'm 12 years old, 11 years old. I got grown cops jumping out of white vans, straight up, like taking everything out of my pockets, stealing whatever I had on me, and like, yo, all of that. So I've experienced that. And to me, that's a form of racism because it's racial stereotypes. You're stereotyping me because I'm a black young man that's out here. And even if you ain't black, they even did it to like white folks, you know, what I mean, Puerto Rican part of my family, Mexicans. If you look like you're a danger, they used to just jump out and just profile you. A lot of cats got locked up like that because of them not even doing nothing, just having some weed on them or having like, you know what I mean, having a banger on them because they afraid of walking in the wrong neighborhood. Like all of that. I experienced all of that. And a lot of my homies have too. So to me, that's also racism is when you racially stereotyping people. And I've experienced a lot of that up north and in the Midwest.
Mm. I agree with you, especially with I'm not a big cop guy, never been, never will be. But when we look at it, because you said that towards white people, now are these black cops that you're saying that are profiling white guys, or are these
No, I
white
mean,
cops?
if you got a white, like we all have white people lived around us, like New York, Philly, it don't matter. Like even if you have a predominantly black neighborhood, you always gonna have people that are underprivileged, that may be white, that live in those neighborhoods too, and they would still get racially profiled
Okay.
because they walk like us, dress like us, talk like us, listen to our type of music. So if you with us and you have that type of swag with us, you gonna get profiled just like us. And you already know, like just because the color of your skin might be white don't mean you ain't out there still doing all types of crazy ass shit. Like it's a lot of motherfuckers that do the same thing that person with my complexion does as well. You know what I mean? And that shit is everywhere. The hood doesn't it doesn't matter really about the color when it comes to police. It's like the blue. If you ain't blue, you are a problem. Now, white people may have special privileges if they look a certain type of way or act a certain type of way. They might not be seen as aggressive, but you know, what I mean, I know white boys that knock a fucking police officer out, so they get roughed up just like us, get locked up just like us. And I'm
Mm.
not even saying that was always my experience at all. Nah, but I'm just saying that's the reality of what happened. Certainly, when I was coming up north, it was like stop and frisk. We checking everybody helicopters. Like I used to be part of a record label in north side of Delaware, in Wilmington, where I'm from. We had a record label. We were like 15 deep. So in the summertime, we'll be outside the studio, which was somebody's crib, like my cousin's crib, you know what I mean? And we would have the helicopters over us, shining lights on us like we was a fucking gang. They thought we was a gang. And we was just a record label. But that's what happens. Shit like that happens
It
all the
does.
time.
Yeah. This. Yeah. This isn't a pro cop show, so I'm not going to be on here giving them any love. They can get that from the Blue Lives Matter folks. Uh, but I did want to get into your influences early on because music was always a form of escape for you. So Eminem's first out, one of those first albums there, the Marshall Mathers LP, was what spoke to you. Was there a particular song on there that drove you to listen to that album?
I forgot what it's called. I think it's I never meant to give you mushrooms, girl. I can't remember what that song is called now. But that song was just like a deep album cut. And the reason why I like that song so much because for one, he was telling a story. I love telling stories. I think it's the lost art of music. Like people don't tell stories no more, period. Biggie told stories, Tupac told stories. People just don't tell stories. They have zero to say a lot of times. They either talking about the same stuff because it sounds cool. They're trying to make a hit song, which I respect and love. I ain't mad at that. But people don't dive deep into telling stories. But M always told stories. So that song, him talking about a girl ODing because he gave her mushrooms and him trying to, he's apologizing like this is my fault. And the fact that he made a whole song about that to me was so crazy. Like, how can you make a whole song about that? Either it really happened, or you heard about it happening, or your creativity just allowed you to create it. So my albums, every album I've ever made has a concept behind it. So the love is real. The concept is twofold. One is about the fact that I talk about the different elements of love. And also, I talk about if you buy the album, you'll see this thing on it on the cover. It says, Can't forget what she said. And it kind of talks also about the fact that someone said a comment to me that hurt me so deeply that it made me think that I would never do anything in my life, or I had so much work to do that it made me reflect on that person and being like, how can I love that person even though they hurt me so deep? And it was just a comment that was in passing, and they don't even remember, probably what they said. And I really dug deep into that to like really frame the album. That's why I love M because M will look at a concept saying like Marshall Mathers, this different personality, this serial killer that's out here just living this crazy life that's very different from him. That album talks about escapism, about how detaching yourself from your emotions to be able to do these horrific things. Now, of course, he's not doing those, but having that escapism allow for you to be protected. It's kind of like having a split personality. So you have like Marshall Mathers, which is his split personality from what he really and truly is. That's the type of music I like to make. Not like him,
Mhm.
but something that has a concept. I don't want to just make a collection of songs because it's cute. That's not me. If I'm not saying something, then there's no reason for me to say it. Like, there's no reason for me to rap because this is an expensive sport. It is very competitive. I'm independent. I'm out here doing it by myself, and I'm against a million other people that say they rap and don't take it serious, but they flood streaming services with so much music that you can't even get through the weeds. So I think that that's the reason why Marshall Mathers was one of my main influences because he always told stories. And most of his albums are amazing stories. Crazy, but good stories.
Kim, a great example. Stan, yeah, he's got some great storytelling records. And it is interesting that you made an interesting point, especially with detaching himself from who he is in reality, because you notice that on his newest album, The Death of Slim Shady, it's the
Hmm.
death of that persona that he always put on early in his career. So it was
Right.
always a two-sided, split personality, as you said, and that's interesting. When did you? Because I know with you're someone that doesn't listen too much heavily to hip hop because you don't want to sound like somebody else. When did you? But you've quoted Kendrick Lamar as the GOAT, which we'll get into.
Oh, you
When
must
did you?
listen to my the podcast with local sets
Uh,
ACX. Yeah.
when when did you? start to tune out listening to hip hop? Because you like Biggie, you like Tupac, you like the Eminem, the legends, of course. But when did you start to really tune out? Because it seems as though it might have been like the blog era with Soldier Boy, when things started to get less storytelling.
Well, it's not that I tune out because I still listen to like Rock Marciano. I still listen to some Griselda. Certainly when I pick it up,
Lyricists.
I listen to a lot of lyricists. But also I listen to other artists' albums when I'm not creating. So in the past, I would say year almost, I've been in the creative mode. So I don't want to listen to anybody else when I'm creating. I want to be in that space where I'm literally listening to beats. I'm perfecting my flow on the beats, recording. So for The Love Is Real, it's 13 tracks, but I created 75 songs for the album. So when you're doing that, you're getting a lot of throwaways, a lot of verses that didn't match, things like that. It takes a lot. And I don't have that mental space to listen to someone else because I am a person that has lived in multiple places. When you're that type of person, you got to be a chameleon. Yeah, you can stick, be yourself. You always be yourself, but you pick up new slang, new swag, new flow, like a new way of walking. Every place is different. So when I'm up north, I automatically my accent switches to where I'm from. So I start talking like I'm from up north. But in Atlanta, I'm different. I say Atlanta and not Atlanta. You know what I mean? My point is that since I'm a person that can adapt, I don't want to listen to music because I don't want to steal nobody's flow or cadence or shit like that. Certainly when I'm creating, I'm trying to be myself. And it's kind of like how painters are. Painters usually like Van Gogh. Van Gogh had some people that he thought were amazing painters. So he would send sketches to them and like they'll do go back and forth, even when he's creating, because he created paintings and sketches nonstop for 10 years straight. That's most of the art that you see of Van Gogh is in a 10-year window. Then he, passed on. But when he would create, he would have a few people he would listen to. That's how it is with me when it comes to like Rock Marciano, Currency. Um, I do like some other artists out there, like Tyler the Creator is, I think, probably one of the greatest as well. But then, of course, Kendrick Lamar, I listen to his new album. I'll listen to some Cole. I'll listen to some Nas. I mean, it just depends what catches me. But usually, when I'm in that space of creating, I don't listen to nobody. But then when I'm done, I'm listening to like everything. I'm listening to every album I can hear because I want to see what my contemporaries are doing, even though they're probably bigger than me. But I listen to more music, honestly, because when I perform, I'm usually doing open mics, or if I'm doing like a show, I'm listening to the other artists perform. So I hear more dope artists in person than I do like just listening to streaming on whatever's on YouTube. And that's mostly the artists I listen to is the people I perform with. And there's always different people. So that's where I get a lot of like, damn, like that's when I really listen to music. But me listening to like just randos on some other shit, it's hard for me to do that when I'm creating, man. I'm usually focused on me.
That's important. And a lot of people aren't because a lot of people try to, especially now where we live in the copycat era where someone sees one trend going crazy, everyone gets on it, everyone sounds the same. And then that's what the whole chart sounds like, where you don't have individuality anymore. And I think that's an issue in hip hop. And it's been like that for some years now, especially with the internet, because everyone's trying to catch clout right away. And I think with Kendrick Lamar, I think you're seeing that right now that he's always been himself. You said he's the GOAT. He's really ruling the world right now, just with all the tours and really taking down Drake. Why, in your opinion, is he the greatest of all time? Because in my opinion, I think Tupac is the greatest ever to ever
Okay.
do it. Just what he stands for, the image, the music, the messages, the deep poetry, even his published books. What reason would you give Kendrick Lamar the greatest of all time?
And it's kind of funny. All those things that you just mentioned about Tupac is the same thing Kendrick done as well. I think even like to the book part. And I think, thankfully Kendrick is going to surpass that because he'll have his own label. He already have his own label. So there'll be other things that he could do that Tupac really didn't get the chance to do. Tupac really didn't get the chance to like get other artists out there like that. Even though, he had his crew or whatever, he didn't have a chance to see that because he passed, unfortunately. So I think that the reason why K Dot is the best artist, the GOAT, or whatever you want to call it, is because he is all the artists that I love put together. So he's MF Doom, he's Immortal Technique, he is Nas, he is Jay-Z, he is Biggie, he is Tupac, he's Nate Dogg because he can sing. Like he has all of those elements. He even is a little bit of Drake and Big Sean, which I also feel like are, top dudes out there. So he's all of that. His only fatal flaw, and also he's Busta Rhymes with Ludacris as well. He has that in him too. His only fatal flaw is that he has not been as consistent when it comes to the projects. But I think he's remedied that, knowing that he doesn't have to have all of this huge production behind him to do an album. Now he could just get some West Coast beats or even like some East Coast beats and just go off and make some stupid ass shit that's funny, like Peekaboo, or turn his TV off. And people will still rock with it because it's fun. And I think since he figured that out with something that he never really did, oh, it's over. If he could feed the streets every summer, it's over because he can make songs that TikTok worthy. Now you're getting to that point where not only are you having classic albums, which he has multiple, but he also has now songs that could be played on the radio, which he did have, but they were more R&B. It wasn't nobody no checking for him. He wasn't Drake. I mean, Drake always had a summer hit, but now Kendrick has that. And if imagine if he does that 2 or 3 more times, certainly even at his advanced age, it's over. So I'm just getting ahead of the game. But I said he was to go 3 years ago.
Mhm.
And the reason why is because he survived the sophomore slump when it came to Pimp a Butterfly. Even though his first album, Good Kid, Mad City, wasn't his first album, technically, it was like Section 80 was like his first album. That was more like an EP type of thing, that collection of music. But when he did the Pimp a Butterfly, he said, "Oh, I'll make a P Funk album. I'll make a P Funk album. That way I don't fall into the sophomore slump." Like that, there, it takes a unique mind to be able to do that. And he understands music theory, which 99% of the people that do hip hop don't. So, and I'm not saying Tupac didn't because Tupac was one of the smartest MCs we ever had. And Tupac told great stories. But Kendrick is right along with that. He has told stories to help us out. He made songs like We Alright. He made songs like DNA talking about Black Pride. He made songs like Black of the Berries, Sweeter the Juice. Also, K. Dot dissed everybody a long time ago, all the rappers, and nobody said Jack. The only one that was butthurt was Drake. And then he destroyed Drake 3 times straight with 3 songs and then made a hit song about it, which claimed him to be a pedophile. He destroyed the biggest artist ever, which Tupac basically almost did with Biggie. They went back and forth, but Tupac didn't kill Biggie, like, lyrically. You know what I'm saying? It was
Mhm.
Tupac was getting it. He was doing his thing, but he didn't really do it because Biggie still had Who Shot Ya, and it was up there. It was tied. People saw that as an even match. But K. Dot obliterated the biggest artist in the world.
He did.
Like, I'm sorry, man. And the sad thing is that Drake fed us for 10 summers. And people act like that's nothing. I don't. And I like Drake too. I know people think he a pedo and all of that. I think people are stupid. Drake unfed us for 10 summers. Starting for the bottom while we here forever. Come on, man. Like that boy had songs forever. And good songs for the summer, good songs for the club. Like people don't come on, man. Like, but anyway, that's the reason why I think K Dot is the best because he's all of those artists that I love. Redman, Biggie, Busta Rhymes with the flow pattern and the voice changes, Ludacris with the slight punchlines that you really don't catch, Jada Kiss with that straight up, I can go right at you. I mean, that song he did with Pusha T is so fucking crazy. Like, nah, he got the bars, he got the flow, he can do the singing, he can make an R&B song, make a party song, and he can also make a conscious album, and he has multiple classics, and he beat the best artist. I don't see how it's debate.
Mm. How did you feel about Damn? Because that's where I fell off with him. He's got a couple songs on there. It's okay. Duckworth and DNA is definitely an important song. Do you feel as though that was too commercialized? Because that was my issue with it. It was too commercial when it came out.
So, nah, I thought Damn talked about, first of all, the album starts off from the begin from the end, and then it goes straight. I thought Damn was his project to be like, yo, I'm placing myself in a lane that no one expected me to do. Y'all expected me to continue to be like Pimp a Butterfly. But what I'm talking about right now is a whole nother stratosphere of actual MC. I thought that he flexed his lyrical muscles on that album better than any other album that he did. The boy is nice lyrically. But that album, Damn, was another level. And he experimented with a lot of beats. I think that the commercial part of it is something that, as MCs, as someone that loves hip hop, you can listen to and be like, man, I don't like that shit. But then you gotta remember that we are literally, bro, 2% of the listeners of music. Most people that listen to music are casual as fuck. They don't listen to no goddamn album, man. When the last time you seen a person like a girlfriend or whatever, whoever, just listen to a whole album? Like seriously,
It's
you
rare.
might. It's rare. That's what I'm saying. So like most people, if he wants to continue to make albums like Damn or GNX or whatever the fuck it's called, he has to make songs, hit songs. As artists, that's a thing I love to do now. I used to hate making them type of songs. Now I love it because to chase the fact that you got something that could be played on the radio, like Lost in the Bottle or Runaway, those songs there that could be played on radio or played by DJs, man, that allows for you to be really creative. It
Mhm.
allows for you to have different things on your album. And if you can connect it well, that's even better.
Mm.
So I look at that as it's so hard to make a hit song. It's so hard to get a DJ to play a track. Certainly on top 40, to do that to me is an achievement. And I don't give a fuck how many writers you use, none of that. I don't care. I don't think that that is a detriment to you as an artist because it's so hard to make one song that just pops. It's not easy. It is very, very difficult. So no, I don't have a problem with his like songs that he got with Rihanna and shit like that. I look at those as necessary evils. And a lot of them bang too, to be honest with you.
Mhm. What about ghostwriters? That's different though.
Well, I feel like if I'm making a song with like Benny Blanco, right? He gonna write the hook. He even might come to me and be like, yo, I like your verse or whatever, but like you should say it like this. So I'm right. I got a song that I recorded. It's called Body, right? But it's cuerpo because in Puerto Rican that means body, or in Spanish, excuse me. So I'm speaking Spanish. If I made a song with Benny, he might be like, yo, say it like this, or do it like this, or say this because it makes more sense. That's not truly ghostwriting. That is an engineer working with an actual artist, and they are producing a song. Most of the songs that we hear on the radio are produced. Like you think Glorilla is up in there just rapping this shit? Like for real? Like that, and then she making hit songs? No.
No.
It's your boy. What's that dude from Memphis? The fuck is that nigga name? What's that Memphis dude name? The
Oh,
rapper. Her she signed to the record label.
I, I
Anyway,
I see his face. I can't say
yeah,
his name.
I
I'm on
can't
the
remember
same
his
boat.
name,
Yeah.
man. Only thing I remember is Dolph for some reason. I know that's not Dolph. I know
Yeah.
Dolph is
No.
gone. But like, oh, that's also another artist. Dolph and Key Glock. I listen to him a lot. Those that's I love Young Dolph. But anyway, uh she is not sitting there just making that song herself. She's not just rapping those verses. Every line is meticulous because it has to, because this is $1 million on the table. This isn't $2 shit. This ain't no I'm at the house recording shit. This is major record label stuff. So the ghost artist part is something that is extremely played because that to me, like not I'm not talking about you, but when an artist says that, to me, that's like, oh, you have no idea how songs are really made. Songs are not made in like a just a vacuum of you. There is a million motherfuckers in no credits that got that shit. Just look up album credits from anybody, even Drake or even Kendrick Lamar. It's a million people helping write them fucking hooks. This is big business, man. This ain't no play. So nah. Now, if you like West Side Gunna and you using Ghost Riders, okay, yes, then you're tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on? But if Gunna used somebody like that song he got with who it was, Jill Scott,
Hmm.
he might not have wrote that hook. Jill wrote might have wrote that. Like we trying to make a product, man. Like music is something to be to something that you're supposed to love, something that should be cherished, something that should be intimate. But when it comes to shit that's on the radio, on these streaming services, on YouTube and music videos, please believe that's a product. And I wish people would treat it more like a business.
I
Really
agree.
do. Because these record labels, that's why they get over, because they treat this shit like a business. They have stylists, they have ghost writers, they have people there that's in-house producers. So you know Friday, right? Spelled with
Hmm.
two Y's.
Hmm.
If you look at Friday's Instagram page, it is curated. He ain't just up there putting up stuff just random. Like we gotta stop looking at this stuff as if it's just music. It is bigger than that. This is the music business. So to me, ghostwriters doesn't matter. But if you are talking about I am writing verses and I'm like my album, like The Love Is Real, or any album I do, I'm not using ghostwriters to help write my verses. But if I'm doing a hook with another artist, then yeah, because we're producing a product.
Mhm.
But so there's a fine line. But if I consider myself an MC. And I'm trying to reach that level of God body MC. Ain't nobody writing shit for me.
Yeah.
Nobody. I think that that is
No.
extremely disrespectful. And I think that Drake saying that he was top five is where he slipped up. Because Drake could have just been like, yo, I make good music for the summer, like he trying to say now. Then you should have been on that. Don't be trying to act like you top five MC, man. Come on, bro. No, man. We all know. Come on, man. Oh. So, and it's a long way to answer your question, but I just wanted to put that out there that any MC, any artist out there that's really trying to do something serious, that's really trying to get label attention, understand that you are selling a product. Understand that. And don't limit yourself because you have, you have an ego. Have integrity, but be very careful with your ego because this business is built off of bridges. And people will quickly forget about you that quick. And
That's real.
unless you have your own money, you do not have any power in this business. Money could be just like physical, or it could be like social media currency or whatever. But if you don't have no fans and you trying to get on and you got the nerve to be like, oh, I don't like this hook because this motherfucker wrote it, man, please get the fuck out of here. There's a million other niggas on the street that will come up here and sing this hook and be happy about it and take that $2. So just be realistic, man, and understand the game because it is a game.
It is a game. You got to play the game to change the game. That's what's important.
Yeah, you have to be in the. That's why I love K Dot. Again, even him leaving TDE to me blew my mind. I'm like, you gonna leave the best record label that's out there, the only ones that's pushing real music right now? Like, yeah, I need to do my own thing. And then he proceeds to chill out for 2 years, not do jack, and then come out with a good album, and then come out with great diss tracks, and then come out with another really, really good album.
Mhm.
I don't know if I would consider GNX a classic. I wouldn't, but that's me. But it's probably a classic to the younger generation. They probably love that album because it's a whole bunch of TikTok shit you can meme up. It's funny as hell. So the
It's
definition of
true.
classic changes with the generations. You feel me? Like people think that not ASAP Rocky, what's the other door? Playboy Cardi. People think Playboy Cardi is the GOAT. People think he's the GOAT. Like the GOAT. He don't even be saying
I agree.
I don't know what you talking about. But like I'm trying, like if I talk to like, what I mean, like my niece or whatever, like young people in my family, they be like, bruh, why? Because you can get high and play his music all night long, have a ball. So there you go.
I don't know if I want to go down this rabbit hole, but this is where it comes into, is it really rap? Because he's not saying anything. It's a fine line because what you do, what Kendrick does, it's different from a Playboy Cardi.
Yeah.
What's he saying? That's my issue with some of the newer artists. It's just, I mean, you kind of have to put them in the hip hop category, but they're not really rap. That's why the game has gotten so messed up because we're the lyricists. Where's their standpoint? Because that's supposed to be what rap is.
So my sister, Chi Chi La Boss, Chi Chi, she introduced me to 3 6 Mafia. And I was like young. And I'm listening to Project Pat. I don't know why all of that hit Delaware, but it hit Delaware like the plague. So all the trap boys were listening to 3 6. And it makes sense because the music is extremely demonic. You know what I'm saying? We had just got codeine in the city. So it was turned. Everybody was turned. We had just got sour diesel. It was lit. And it was like 4 summers straight. Like people was just listening to this. People still do to this day. But I remember people listening to Project Pat. And this was right before they did like I Get High, High, High and all that. It was right before that. So it was like when they started dropping like them 666 albums and all crazy demon stuff, right? Anyway, she introduced me to that. And people that, traditionalist hip hop, they thought it was awful. They was like, man, the South don't make no real music. And I'm just like, just because it don't sound like Outkast, this ain't real music. Like it's just different. They like more of a rock band slash hip hop, but the beats are banging. It's undeniable. That's how I look like play. That's how I feel about Playboy Cardi. It might be plug R&B. It might be what's the new thing Bobby De Niro told me about? Escape Room. Like it might be like that genre of music. But one thing you can't deny with that boy is those beats actually are fire.
Mhm.
And that's one thing he can do is make a hook. Like that song that he got with the other dude from Travis Scott. It's called Fiend. That's all he's saying in the hook is Fiend, Fiend, Fiend. But when you hear it, like when they about to play the NBA, NBA 2K or not NBA 2K, when like Thursday night when they about to do the NBA games and they play that joint, you be like, yo, that joint do it do bang. So I think that just because we have people that love lyricism and we have people that love battle rap. We have people that love more like top 40 hip hop. We have people that love which is more like horror rap and all of that. Like, there's a segment for everybody.
Mhm.
And I would still consider him hip hop because of the way that everything is arranged and the fact that he puts a high importance on fashion and his actual way he's perceived, which is a big part of hip hop. That urban culture is all about I'm dressed like this. This is my swag. He has that and he represents his segment of folks. So it's still hip hop, but it's just a different part. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of hip hop and rap. You can have multiple lanes. Like the fact that you got 2000s top 40 hip hop coming back to me blows my mind because we used to clown Ja Rule. Remember? And him all that singing and shit, even though we all secretly listened to it because it came on the radio constantly. But we used to clown Ja Rule for all that singing. Now it's coming back. It's crazy. It's like, damn, yeah, that shit was actually kind of dope. Like, even though it was cringy and the beats are awful, it was actually kind of a vibe if you think about it. So that's what I mean. It's still hip hop, it's just different.
Mm.
And he ain't saying nothing, but that don't mean that the beats do be banging, dog. Like, listen to some of them beats, you'll be like, I can play this in my V real quick and drive real quick at late night. Like, this shit is a vibe. Like, you get a little drunk and you jump in the car and listen to that, you be like, all right, all right, I get it. I've done it. I got caught. I got caught. That album he did with like Kanye West or whatever. I forgot what that album's called, but I was listening to it driving from where we driving from. So here in Texas, everything's illegal when it comes to like tree. So we drove to Colorado and we had like a pound of weed, like just going to different dispensaries. So we drove all the way back. It's a one-way trip. So it's 8 hours or it's 10 hours there to like the closest city that got dispensaries, and then 10 hours back. And me and my wife, we just did that straight on New Year's Eve. So we drove there New Year's Eve, spent New Year's there, and then drove back. And I ended up listening to the whole album. And I was just like, I see why people like this. I can understand it. The beats are crazy.
Mhm.
So it's just a different element in hip hop, but it's not probably what me and you like or like to make or like to listen to.
Exactly. Tame Impala. How did you get into him? How did you get in?
So my wife introduced me to Tame Impala. It's this song that he made on his album called Currents called Let It Happen. And she was like, you should listen to this. Like, listen to this. So my wife, so I met her in Cleveland. She was in Cleveland one day, and then she lived in Knoxville, Tennessee. So after that first meeting, she lived in Knoxville until she moved up to Cleveland with me. And we would drive back and forth to go see each other. So that's an 8 hour drive. So she made me a playlist of songs to listen to. I forgot what it was called. Something like I Hate Dolphins or something. Uh, so one of the songs was that. And I ain't never heard like an angel, but Tame Impala sound like an angel in a car. And that song is like 8 minutes long. And he makes all his own beats. So I was like, oh, this is like the best music I've ever heard. Like the way it's arranged and the synthesizers and the way he sings and the way that he puts the reverb and the way that his vocals are separated when it comes to the vocal track and the fact that he doesn't do a lot of ad libs, but when he does, it's him singing like 5 times over it and using different tones. He knows music. He has perfect pitch. So when you hear that, it don't matter what somebody talking about. When you hear good music, it don't have to have an 808 behind it or a boom bap beat. you could just hear it and be like, oh, this is another level of music that I have not reached yet because he is so musically inclined that it's just amazing to me that somebody could have that much talent and it be this dude just in the house making these beats and him just singing on it. Like that shit is crazy. So Tame Impala, he can't do no wrong with my book, and I see why he has been said to be the biggest influence in hip hop in the 2010s. Like, and it's not me saying that. That was Tyler the Creator, Kanye West, Travis Scott said that, and it makes sense. And you can hear that they have sampled him several times in their music because they know that boy is bad, man. So that's why Tame Impala. My wife introduced me to him, and I've been hooked ever since, man. Straight up.
Is this the artist? Because I feel as though we all have that artist that we don't speak about because we consider it all we might get embarrassed to listen to because it's not hip hop because hip hop is so mainstream or rap or R&B or whatever. So would you consider Tame Impala to be that artist for you or any of those alternative rock artists that you listen to? Because you're big in the alternative rock too.
Nah, I'm not ashamed at all. I think music is music. You know what I mean? And if you sit there and be like, oh, you listen to that, that's corny, like that's to me, that's corny. Like you saying that is weird. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like it's sound, bro. You don't like sound? Like that's like, all right, so I bring this to this. This is a good conversation to have. So and I actually got a question for you, but that'll be after this.
Okay.
All right. So have you heard about the movie Magazine Dreams?
I have not.
All right. So Magazine Dreams is a movie that stars Jonathan Majors, the dude that's accused of strangling his ex-girlfriend
Oh
or all
yeah.
that. And he used to be Kang in Marvel or whatever, right? And he lost his job because of that. So we wanted to go see the movie, not only to support the brother, and I don't think he did shit. Yeah, he probably strangled her, but she's probably tripping. I'm not condoning violence or anything of that nature, no. But it was a lot of other shit that happened that night. That's all I got to say. Drugs and he was in the wrong place, and he was wrong for doing that. But he apologized. He's married now. He looks like he settled down. He's getting therapy. I'm gonna get a brother another chance. So we go see the movie. It's an art house film, which means there ain't no editing. It's raw. It's straight the whole movie. That movie got some real difficult shit in it, man. Such as somebody getting touched, him,
Mm.
by another grown man. It's bugged out. And he a big bodybuilder. The movie is crazy. My point of it is to get back to our point is that this movie is not for everybody. I loved it. I thought about it for 2 days, the actual story of it and how important that was because it talked about being black and angry and how that's perceived. It talked about the fact of being racially profiled, something that I've actually experienced in my life. It talked about microaggression. It talked about the fact that you could be so passionate about something, such as me as music, and it will never happen for you because of different circumstances. You didn't hit your shot when you had it. You never had enough money to promote yourself, whatever it could be. All of that stuff was him. He was obsessive about a particular goal. And he had mental health issues with anger and all types of shit, which I experienced myself. So it resonated with me. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because when I was walking out of the theater, it was a bunch of black people that came to the theater, you know, as well. And somebody said it was the worst movie they ever seen. And I almost got into a shouting match with this person because I thought that was so stupid. Because you have to be the stupidest motherfucker in captivity to not understand the meaning behind it. What rock are you under? Why does everything have to be Carlito's Way or Scarface? Grow up, be a grown ass man and understand something, learn something, use your mind. That shit bugs me the most. So I say all that to say, if you're gonna bug or say something about me about listening to certain music or anyone doing that out there, you're a fool. You're a fool because you can listen to rock and roll music and still go out there and do a drive-by. Like straight up, like you know how many motherfuckers used to listen to Ludacris and now they think he corny. Like, come on, man. Like for real. Remember, Ludacris beat TIP in a fucking battle.
Hmm.
Get off the TIP of my dick. Yeah, people, but Ludacris is corny and TI is so cool. The fuck out of here, man. People have, I listen to whatever the fuck I want to. I don't care. I will listen to Vivaldi. I will listen to whatever. I will listen to anything. What's that one lady I listen to? Indigo Hip. I listen to everybody. I don't care what it is. Alternative. It could be anything. If I like it and I hear it, I'll never let nobody judge me about that. And that goes with movies, clothes, whatever. Life is too short, and I don't care what people think. I care what my contemporaries think in terms of my music and the feedback I get for that, and I care what my fans and people in the crowd think. But when it comes to my personal things I like to consume, fuck people and their opinion. I'm
Yeah.
free. I ain't worrying about that. Fuck that. I listen to whatever I want. I've driven through the hood listening to orchestra music with a gun on me and a pack. So like, the fuck you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? It's like I listen to at all. Plus, the way we grew up is that we sampled our own beats. Me, Bobby De Niro, Miz, all the people I made beats with when I was very young. We had to listen to everything, bro. Like we listened to everything because you could get a sample. That's why a lot of engineers or producers they listen to all types of weird shit. What you think fucking Alchemist listen to? He listens to Greek music from the 50s to get samples. You think that shit busting? Until he put his twist on that shit sounds like trash. It sounds crazy in the house. People listening to him. What the fuck are you listening to, bro? Something I'm about to kill. And that's how I got into a lot of my music is listening to weird old shit and being like, damn, I could chop that real quick. Let me go ahead and chop this one bar and make a whole, you know what I mean, a whole beat. Let me drop something on it. I listen to Spanish music, bachata, salsa, because I'm half Spanish. So I listen to all of that shit. So I listen to everything, bro. Everything. Even if I can't mention the names of cats, I listen to everything. Everything.
Mm.
So I don't have no guilty conscience. I mean, um, what's my boy, man? I want to go to his concert, but he stopped touring, and his name is escaping me, man. He made Uptown Girl.
Billy
Billy
Joel?
Joel. Billy Joel is my
Hmm.
favorite artist.
I saw him in concert. That was my first concert when I was younger. Brooklyn Barclays, New Year's Eve. Yeah.
You talking about goatish, playing the piano, talking about the streets. What? And people say, oh, because he made Uptown Girl, he's a clown. If you know Billy Joe smacked the shit out you. He can beat up multiple reporters. He used to be a bad boy. Remember, he was getting in trouble. He was fucking people up. Don't fuck you. Did not fuck with Billy Joel, man. Billy Joel fuck you up. So I love Billy Joel. That's my boy, man. Like, and Dolly Parton. Do- Dolly Dolly Parton write 10 songs a day to this day, bro.
Hmm.
Like my favorite song by Dolly Parton is Jolene. Actually, she didn't write that song, which is comical. That was like one of the only hit songs she made that she didn't write. But Jolene is one of the dopest songs. That's a nice concept song that everybody can relate with. Please don't take my man. Like I listen to everything, man. Like I listen to it all.
That's how you got to be, especially if you want to be a true artist. You did it. You said you had a question for me. What was the question?
So sports and hip hop.
Hmm.
So I don't know where you at. Are you up north or
Yeah, I'm up north, New York City, New
you in New
York
York?
area. Yeah.
You in New York City?
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right. So what's your favorite sports team? Because I'm a Cleveland Browns fan.
Favorite sports team out of all sports? Is
I'm talking
it
about football.
football? Okay, Ravens.
Are you from New York? Why you like the Ravens?
Because I used to like the Jets. I don't like them anymore. That was like because I always used to go to Baltimore when I was a kid. I used to go to Port Discovery and things like
Oh
that. And
yeah,
I always
yeah.
like the Ravens because of Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and I rooted for them in the Super Bowl against the Niners. So that was always kind of my backup team if I ever want to leave the Jets. And that's been clipped. The Jets are never going to win a Super Bowl, so I'd rather go rock with the Ravens. I've seen them win once, and I like Lamar Jackson.
So who is the Jets quarterback right now?
Oh, Justin Fields.
That's who it is, right? They give him 20 million,
Hmm.
2 year,
It
20
was
million.
Aaron Rodgers, but he might be heading to Pittsburgh now.
I I don't know. Cam Hayward said that he wasn't feeling it. Or he didn't say that. He was just like, if you want to sign, hurry up and sign. But Rodgers is waiting till the draft. Rodgers don't want to sign with a team. They draft a quarterback and then he looking like, I'm 1 year, one year out.
Hmm.
Rodgers won't play for a couple more years. He won't play for like 2 years, or he'll just retire. I think he should retire.
I agree.
Like just go to Egypt, get high, just relax, man. Like like you got like 8 MVPs. What's the point? Yeah, you only got one chip, but you're not gonna win a chip now because the
No.
Vikings don't want you. Now the Vikings are a Super Bowl team, but they got JJ McCarthy. But I feel like the Jets, yeah, it's a couple years away. But y'all might have a good coach in Aaron Glenn. But it's gonna take y'all a while. If I was y'all, I would trade my draft pick for more compensation down the road because this year ain't it.
No.
Like I would just be like, yeah, if somebody want to trade up, you can have my pick. I'll trade my first pick. Let me get like another one next year, year one this year, and if it's later in the draft, and then give me a two or something next year. But the Ravens, I mean, that team is like the Jets to me. Like they ain't gonna never win a championship no time soon, man. I'm not gonna say that. Lamar Jackson is beautiful. Derrick Henry's great, but he does keep falling in the playoffs, and that's because the road to the Super Bowl in the AFC is awful. Like it is bad, bro, and it's getting worse every year. Like
Hmm.
CJ Stroud is going to be a problem. I would say Trevor Lawrence, but Jaguars got to get their stuff together. He might be a bust, but it's just going to be tough. So the Ravens might not win one. I want Lamar to get one though. I really do.
Hmm.
I want him to get championship. Do you think that the Ravens are going to win anytime soon?
I think they should with the talent that they have on the roster. I think the Bills are extremely. They shouldn't have lost that game against the Bills, especially Mark Andrews dropping the freaking touchdown with a 2 point conversion. That pissed me off when he did that.
But Lamar was playing bad that game.
He did. He threw the with the interception. He had the fumble.
Lamar, for some reason, he perplexes me. Why don't you play the same way like you do in the regular season during the playoffs? Just I'll be watching the games in the playoffs. It's like, yo, if you don't run, bro, like just run the ball, dog. Like you ain't gotta throw today. Fuck throwing the ball. Like it's cold. Run. Like you the most athletic person out there. He probably one of the fastest people in the NFL. If you would just run, we'd be all right. But he want to just throw the ball. Don't and it's the offensive coordinator, the head coach. I think y'all need a offensive minded head coach. It's a lot.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, the Bills are not going to continue to be good because their defense. Josh Allen's getting paid too much. Their defense is going to falter. They're going to end up losing, and eventually they're not going to be as good. And I'm worried about the Chiefs too. The
I'm tired of
Chiefs.
them.
I think a lot of people get that has that fatigue. It's like the Drake thing. It's like
Hmm.
Drake. Like it's just like Drake. Like people get tired of them. So as soon as they lose, everybody happy. But the Chiefs are on a mission. And I feel like this year is going to be even worse than last year. Because then last year they only lost two games or one
Hmm.
game. I feel like this year they're going to be on some old, like, I'm getting my revenge. And that's a problem for everybody. They might not even get the number one seed this year. The Ravens probably will, in my opinion. But I feel like the Chiefs are going to be on a mission. And if you get Patrick Mahomes pissed off, you're going to see a lot of people get deaded out. And the Eagles ain't going back to the Super Bowl. So it's going to be some sorry ass NFC team. And the Chiefs probably going to win. But I'm a Browns fan. We got number two pick. We fucking suck. So I got it. You know what I mean? I've been a Browns fan since 1999 because of Madden. And Madden, the Browns always had number one pick. So I just started playing with them and I became a fucking fan. I'm not an Eagles fan. I love the Eagles. I'll go to the stadium, all of that. But I'm not an Eagles fan at all, bro.
How about for basketball?
Oh, Lakers.
Lakers.
Yeah, man. I'm a Lakers fan. I've been a Lakers fan since Kobe. I like, I don't know why basketball is different for me. First of all, I don't watch it at all unless it's on Sunday or it's the playoffs, right? And I think most Americans like that unless you really into basketball. But I used to love the Sixers with AI, but I respected the hell out of Kobe. I love Kobe's tenacity and all of that. And I just fell in love with him as a player because his mid range game, his IQ of the game, he is incredible, man. And now I'm just a Lakers fan through and through. And we got Luca, which I'm in
With the
Dallas and I
trade.
broke the town's heart. Yeah, man. You have no idea. If you was here, like I performed at this place called the Grand here in Dallas, and the host kept just talking about that shit the whole night. People was pissed. People still mad at that. Like they still mad, man. Like that shit broke the city's heart. Like, it
I'm not
really
surprised.
like, you let go of somebody that took y'all to the finals. And
The
let's keep it.
foundation. Use the foundation, the face.
And now you got like Kyrie, which has been balling, but he's injured. And you got AD. You gonna trade that motherfucker for AD? And I'm a Lakers fan. I know AD. AD will like average 30 and 10 for like a month. and that he would just disappear, bro. No defense. He get in his mental mind. Like, I don't know what the fuck. Like, how you gonna be 7 foot and you can't get the rebound, bro? Like, he's inconsistent. He don't work out and he's constantly injured. Like the Dallas Mavericks did not look at basketball when they made that trade. Because I would have traded Luca and AD, but I would have needed Austin Rivers, and I also would have needed 15 first round fucking draft picks.
Mhm.
You gonna trade this dude for nothing? That's how you know they don't watch basketball, bro. But anyway, sorry, I digress. I just had to talk about sports because you say sports, and I love sports, man. I'm a big sports fan, so
Yeah. Well, let's hope for your Lakers to come out of the West.
man. OKC is young,
I don't
so
like them. I don't know
really,
why. Yeah, I used to like them when KD and Westbrook were on the team and Harden and all those guys. But after that, like the Ibaka years, all that. After I just don't like them. I just there's something about it. I just don't like them.
have you watched them recently?
I've tuned into a couple games. They're young. There's just something about I just don't like. They're just you can't put your finger on it. You just don't like them. I don't know. It's kind of like the Cavaliers because I'm a Knicks fan, and I look at it as where are the how are they number one in the Eastern Conference this year over
I'm
Boston?
the Cavaliers because I had that same question. So the Cavaliers did something. It wasn't them, the team. It was the players. So Garland and Mitchell in the summer, they talked about this in interviews. In the summertime, they had a come to Jesus moment, and it really wasn't even like a calling out or anything, but it was like this. Garland told Mitchell, like, look, man, you played hero ball in the playoffs. And we seen Mitchell do that when he was with Utah. He'll be like, fuck all y'all. I'm scoring 60. And he can do it. But the team still lose by 5 points because you are destroying yourself doing that because you can't play no defense then. And it's not everyone's not else in sync. So when you throw it to that person and hit that 3 pointer, he ain't got the ball all night. Like basketball is different than football, man. Like an offensive lineman, they cool with blocking. They don't want to catch the fucking ball. But basketball players are all divas. Even the center
Mhm.
wants the ball at least once in a fucking while so he can dunk it on somebody. That way he can dunk and block and play defense. Mitchell played hero ball last year in the playoffs. That's the reason why Cavaliers didn't make it to the finals. And the Cavaliers last year was good. They're even better this year because they was like, yo, let's play in the system. And they got an excellent coach who was with the Nets, but he ain't had nobody. And then KD and Kyrie Irving, when they got traded to the Nets and he was the coach, they got his ass fired after 30 games. But remember, he had took a bum ass team to the playoffs 2 years straight
Mhm.
before Kyrie and them got there. So he's a great coach. So they just had to have that moment like, hey, yo, bro, I understand that sometimes Garland, he ain't gonna make his shots. His floaters ain't gonna be floating. He gonna be fucking up. Mitchell, though, you missed 5 3 pointers, bro. Pass the ball. Like, pass the ball to Hunter, pass the ball to Mobley. Get us involved playing the system. I don't know how it's going to go in the playoffs, but they play within their system and they play within themselves, and they have one of the best defenses. I'm worried about the Knicks. Y'all made a trade to get Towns, but what y'all did, y'all think y'all slick. Y'all did that to get Giannis. I think y'all slick. I know what y'all did. Those contracts match up. Certainly in 2 years. Y'all know Giannis gonna get tired of this bullshit. Giannis gonna go, and he ain't going to the Lakers because they don't got the cap. They might be able to fit him, but the Knicks and the Lakers are gonna battle it out for Giannis, bro. And in 2 years, that's who y'all gonna try to get. And y'all will still have young players, them young wings. Imagine having Giannis, because Towns ain't it, man.
I I feel as though Towns is soft. I feel as though that chemistry with the team it messed them up because last year Randall, even though he's injured a lot, he's more physical, and they lost DiVincenzo. That was a vital 3-point shooter. The Knicks need bench, and
And that
that
center,
trade
what Hartenstein?
they lost
Hartenstein,
him
he
to
with
OKC.
OKC.
Yeah, now he's
Yeah, that's
balling
why
at
OKC
OKC.
is
Yeah,
even better. Yeah,
yeah.
Hartenstein. I don't know what the fuck y'all was thinking about letting him go.
They should have got
Hart,
rid of. You know who they should get rid of, and I'm tired of him. You know who I'm gonna say, Mitchell
hell yeah,
Robinson. How many freaking
yeah,
times is this guy gonna get injured? He just came back last week and he's
yeah.
injured again.
He he is he is amazing when he's all right,
He is
but his shit is degenerative, man. Like his knees are gone, his ligaments are gone. He's never gonna be that. So I don't understand. Like I remember Hartenstein was with like the Pacers or something.
Clippers. He was with the Clippers
Yeah,
too.
he was with the Clippers. He was getting outplayed by like those centers over there who are average at best. But he just fit with the Knicks,
Hmm.
man, and he was a dog. That's the thing I don't understand. I don't like about like that's the one thing I say was very different about New York. You have a certain personality being up to be in New York. Certainly, if you play there, like you have to be a dog. Like Saquon Barkley was a dog. Like like you have to be aggressive as shit. Like when you dunk, you can't just be like, now you gotta be like, yeah, motherfucker, yeah, kill everybody. Like that's what Hartenstein was doing, going crazy. Like it's that vibe. Like you have to have a level of aggression in New York. It's so many people. You can't just walk and get bumped into motherfuckers and not bump a motherfucker back. It's expected. Like that's the thing. Like you don't know unless you up there. For example, I was up in New York and I was on Canal Street. I was with my family, like my mother-in-law and her sister and my wife. We walked from the Statue of Liberty to Canal Street, which is like a mile and a half or whatever. When we got to Canal Street, I'm over there haggling with the fake motherfuckers. You know, they selling the purses, all that bullshit. So I'm over here, me and this lady cussing each other out. Like, nah, fuck, it's fake. I ain't paying money for this bullshit. Come on, man. Give me, you know what I mean? They were so surprised at seeing me haggle, seeing me negotiate, seeing me talk to people. But that's the way it is up there. That's the
Hmm.
same thing when it comes to the teams. And you gonna tell me you gonna trade for Carl Anthony Towns? Does he have any of that in him?
No,
I mean, you listen to the boy talk. He he don't have no aggression. I ain't saying you gotta be like a demon on the court, but
he's not Patrick Ewing. I'll tell you that.
that's what I'm saying. Like, so you go to New York, people expecting Patrick Ewing when you that fucking big. You can't even get rebounds and you don't play no defense. Man, they did that trade so they can get Giannis. That's all I got to say about that. They gonna trade Giannis and Carl, and Maverick, the Bucks gonna be like, oh, we got another superstar. All right, and watch. I put like 2 years. I think it's like 2 years.
Hmm.
Maybe next year. It depends on what Giannis says because Lillard, he got the blood clots. So if Lillard is kind of almost done, because they're not going to do jack in the playoffs, if the Knicks get to like the conference finals, it might change where they be like, okay, we need to keep Carl Anthony Towns for some more time. But let them get bumped in the second round, and the Bucks get bumped in the second round or the first round, you're gonna hear chatter about that trade. Watch.
I
So the
believe it.
Knicks about and y'all got so many wings, y'all don't need all them fucking wings, man. The Knicks might be crazy in a couple years,
Hmm.
crazy. But
About time.
Brunson in the playoffs might get y'all to like the conference finals.
Hmm.
Like him by himself might get y'all to the finals. Like I love him.
He's amazing. Underrated. He came from Dallas.
I know it. I understand why they let him go because like it was like, was this an anomaly in the playoffs? Can he play with Luca? But then you trade Luca anyway. So what the fuck? But it's different ownership. It's a whole different vibe. Whatever. But I'm just saying, like that dude right there could play. Y'all gonna be all
And
right.
he can. I
Yeah.
wanted to because we got so much into the sports talk. I wanted to get back to your music and just your life story because learn about it. Just losing your father at such a young age, 12 years old. There was you'd be battling on the bus when you were a kid. You brought
Yeah.
up Bobby De Niro before. How did you guys initially meet? Because I know you're close.
So that's my brother, from another mother and all of that, but from the same place, right? Um, he went to school with me basically elementary up. So we went to the same elementary and we all live in the same hood. Like I live like 2, 3, 4 blocks from him. And Delaware is small, obviously, but Wilmington is real small, but it's still the inner city. So we were real close because we literally was in proximity of each other. And he loved M, I loved M, and we just started rapping. But low key, Bobby De Niro is a fucking genius in every sense of the word. Like every sense of the word. Army vet, was in special ops. Like the boy is a genius. And that's how he makes beats as well. He's a genius. The boy is crazy when it comes to the way he arranges stuff. So he made my beats at first, and then he showed me how to make beats, and we stole Fruity Loops, and Jail broke that back before we even know what the hell we were doing, using code and shit like that to put in the fake code into the computer, and we building computers from like Goodwill, man, or like getting shit from what's that place that let you rent stuff, Rent a Center, and then just never paying them and like skating them so we can keep the computer. Like we did all of that crazy stuff. That's how we got, close and like basically became brothers because we was in the struggle together. He would make beats, then I started making my own beats, started recording myself. He would be my engineer, and then we went to other studios. But in where I'm from in Wilmington, Delaware, Bobby De Niro's a legend, man. Like he is a legend because of all the things he's produced. And I mean, people, his record label was crazy. So like, yeah, man, that's how me and him got real close because we bonded over the fact that his granddad died and my dad died like right around the same time. And we're just looking for an escape. Like we didn't know what else to do. And at that time, the beef mixtapes was big and Eminem was big. So everybody was dissing each other. So we just started battle rapping against each other and then just started continuing to freestyle and trying to, do that. And then we started getting to like, yo, let's make a song. And it just went from there, man. Still doing it to this day.
Crazy. It's still connected, still doing it. And you just recently signed a deal too. So I wanted to get into this story. What was it?
Oh, not
80?
me. Not me. Not me.
You didn't sign it?
Oh, no, that's my label, 86. That's my
86
label.
is your
Oh,
label. Okay.
yeah,
Because I
that's my
saw that.
label. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's mine. So 86 is a way that I created my own record label, signed myself, and started my own publishing company as well, Jimmy B. Fearless Publishing, to also have my publishing because you need to, and this is like a lesson for like, any MCs out there that's in the same level as me in terms of indie. My main thing that I sell is physicals. So CDs, but mostly vinyls and then merch like t-shirts and things of that nature. All of that, not the like the clothes and stuff, but like the CDs and the vinyls all get sent to SoundScan. I own my publishing as an artist, but then my publishing company owns it as well. So I don't got to go through ASCAP. So I get both sides of my publishing 50-50. If I sign a deal to a major, what I can do is that I can contract myself out through 86. But 86 owns all of my albums and all of my everything underneath an LLC. So if anyone wants to ever sue me or whatever type of stupid stuff people come up with nowadays, they'll have to sue the assets of 86. So all my actual royalties go to 86 and my publishing goes to Jimmy B. Fearless. And then the other 50% goes to me as the artist. So that's how I set myself up. I haven't signed a major.
Okay. Because I thought that this was you. I thought this was, I would say, because when I was looking into it, I thought it was a label out in Dallas when I saw, well, obviously it is because it's
It
your,
is, yeah, because it's
it's
me.
your label.
Yeah.
So when I was reading about it, I was like, okay, so he signed to something local that was out there, but it is your own label. We
Yeah.
got that all cleared up there. So what's the plans for the future? Are you looking into other artists, signing other artists, or are you mainly focused on your own records? Because I did get a chance to spot out and scope all your music that you have on the way for pre-order already on Apple Music. So you already got everything planned out for the future.
Yeah, kind of. So the future in terms of the Love is Real, I don't drop albums on streaming. I just drop singles. So happened that Love is Real has a lot of like the most of the album is like singles. So I am going to drop most of the album just separately as independent tracks and promote them as independent tracks, right? And that way I can do a music video to most of them, get the visuals out there and do that. So that's how the love is real, and that's the reason why it's all coming up for pre-order that way. But I'm actually working on my next album called Fortuna. I just actually got the album cover back from the gentleman that's helping me out. Let me actually shout him out because he done some amazing work, and we're actually going to be on the Instagram page Covers Matter because he was actually featured on there a bunch of times, and that's how I found him. But anyway, I'm working on my next album called Fortuna, and Fortuna is the Greek god of fortune. So my album talks about the good and the bad. So most of the songs center around that main subject. Even like the party songs and stuff like that focuses on that. So my what's upcoming in the future is Fortuna dropping this summer, but also dropping some more singles for that upcoming album and doing videos for the music on the Love Is Real, such as Lost in a Bottle, which I'm about to shoot the music video here in Dallas soon, in April, and then also shooting new videos for the new songs that's coming out because the Love Is Real has more of a romantic love type of vibe, a little bit. But this next album is more of like a summertime album where it has more 808s, more trap music on there, but also some boom bap as well. So it's a good mixture. So my main priority is to continue to drop product, promote product, sell physicals, perform, do more shows here in the city and elsewhere in Texas, and then bring out those visuals, man. And my video for Runaway came out yesterday, and it's almost at 100,000 plays on YouTube. So the visuals to me, the music videos is really my main priority. That and also my next album.
And it shouts you for paying homage to the Greek god because I'm Greek, so I appreciate that paying homage to the Greek god.
Yeah, I love Greek mythology. I think that it was one of, 'cause, it's paganism, right? But I feel like it was better to have multiple different gods to sacrifice to rather than the monotheistic way that we look at religion now. And I find it very intriguing about the fact that people thought that bad luck or good luck wasn't really based off of choices, it was based off of fortune. So the way that the album starts off is a song called Card Game. And it's really a metaphor for how the cards are dealt. People say, I got dealt a bad hand. I made a whole song talking about that and talk about different people at the table that all represents different parts of me, kind of giving out the secret. But if you listen to the song, hopefully you can catch it. I don't out say it, but I've been infatuated about fortune, about why am I here? Why is homies that I know that got smoked or in jail or cousins that's dead or in jail? Why did that happen to them? Was it based off of choices or was it destiny? Do we make our own destiny? Is it manifested? Is manifestation really a thing? I don't think so, but I'm also kind of a hypocrite because I manifested where I am now. Is it more based off of money? Is it based off of opportunity? Is it based off of it's so many things that go into fortune? And I just find it fascinating that people thought that fortune was a deity that you needed to praise so you can have better luck. And I just decided to be like, you know what? I think that'd be something really dope to tap into and to literally answer those questions for myself and do it in a way where I get other people on it and type of beats that kind of represents that and come up with song concepts that talk about it. I got songs on there called like something like What Matters Most, and it's about looking at two different people's lives and their choices. I got a song called Feed the Stash with Mo Guns, where we talk about the importance of money when it comes to just overall good fortune or good luck. And I kind of battle with that. Like, having more money, does it give you better luck? Like, just because you have more money, does that mean that you can do more? It's like that Wolf of Wall Street line: money makes you a better person. Does it? Or does it feed more of who you are? So I talk about that during this album. So yeah, I've really been digging deep. I'm still finishing up the album, but I've really been digging deep and tapping into that because I think it's such an interesting thing, and it makes me want to make a part two of this, which would be like my first like part two of anything I've ever done because I do think it's so fascinating to continue to look into that. Um, Also karma and all those type of things as well plays into that as well.
Mm. It's deep. I'll tell you. Wow. Yeah. This is why we need more artists like you in the genre. Get people thinking and kind of really look at themselves in the mirror. That's what's important too, because I do think there's money is an interesting thing. People they could sell out for it. It changes who you are.
Hmm.
Money is an interesting topic when you really look at it. A lot of relationships today are money based, and I'm not going to go too deep in that rabbit hole, but a lot of things evolve around money to a lot of topics. So I think this is going to be a really interesting album. When are you looking to drop this?
So I'm trying to get it together. That's the thing. Like lost, like or The Love Is Real was interesting because I had multiple people on it. Like Curtis King is on Dream Bigger. So I'm trying to do a video for that. And Curtis King is a big personality on YouTube and also a producer that used to work with TDE and then has his own successful rap career. So Curtis King, I got him on a record. Man, he sent that thing back in like a week. Like I sent him the record, you know what I mean, did the whoop, we did our business, and he sent it back. Boom. Juju Walker, who's on the intro to the album The Love Is Real, the wonderful singer who is an amazing gospel singer who's probably gonna be next up, not even fronting, like she can sing, like real singer. She sent it back in like a week. But this album is different because I have different type of MCs on it and it's taking more time. So I'm waiting on that. Plus, I'm waiting on me trying to finish it up. I want it to be released July 4th because I think that's peak time and July 4th is on a Friday. I really want to drop it then, but I also want to have time to actually release the singles, such as Work It Out, Spill the Cup, and any other singles that I come up with off the album. The album is basically done. It's just the mixing. And shout out to Dexter, my engineer from London. He does all my engineering. So it's really just sending it out to Dexter. But also, I have this album is different because it has a different sonically is different. So I have a lot of top 40 songs on there. Talking about the commercial songs, right? Like a song called Lowe's. That song is straight up made for like country top 40 alternative. I'm singing on it. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of them type of songs. Very
This is
different
a
than
country
anything
song.
else. It's not a country song, but it has a lot of guitar in it. Let me just say it like that. But it talks about the highs and lows of life. Successfully promoting that song is something that I really want to do before I bring out the album because I do think that that song could be one of those ones. And you know, as a getting the music to DJs is a whole effort. Getting into the correct record pools is a whole thing. Having the album cover done and having the music video done. So I have a lot of work to do. So tentative, midsummer, but it may go into early fall because of me trying to promote a record, promote the singles off the record. So
A
it's a
lot of work
lot that
goes
comes
behind
doing
it.
this. Yeah, man. Certainly when you're independent, which is the reason why I know a lot of people love being independent, such as Curtis King. He's a DIY king. Um, but it's a lot easier when you have a team.
It is.
Like for real. Like straight up. Like it's a lot easier. It's a lot less people I gotta talk to. Things are more set up. People can provide their creative direction. Uh, I hit up more people on Instagram a day than probably dudes that's out there DMing broads. Like I'm hitting up people left and
No,
right.
no, it's the other way around now. The
I
women
know.
are doing the
Oh
DMing.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
304s and all of that. Like the world has changed. I'm not
yeah,
in that. I'm not in that lane.
yeah. Women are the new play. Hey, you're a married guy. If you're out here, that you see it now. The women are the new players.
That's that's scary. That's
Oh
scary.
yeah.
That's scary to me. I mean, I've gotten DMs from ladies, but I curve that as soon as I possibly can. But that happens more and more. But if I'm not even like just a regular person out there and you getting DM from ladies, good luck, brother. Good luck, man. That's all I got to say. Good luck, because the dynamics of masculinity already changed right there. And I believe in being the first to say something, talk on the phone. I'm traditional, man. Maybe because I'm just that way. But I like to take a woman out. I don't believe in Dutch. Some cats do. I don't know what the fuck that's about. I like chivalry. You know what I'm saying? I like opening up doors. But there's a lot of women out here that's, they act like guys. They've been alone for a long time. So I don't know. It's interesting. But me and my wife, thank God, we always say it to each other because we watch a lot of like stuff on YouTube and stuff like about relationships and people, women crying on the internet, shit like that. We watch a lot of that. And we always say to each other, God, I'm so glad we married. God, I'm so glad we met each other because it's rough out here for people. So good luck, y'all. I feel sorry for
I'm
y'all.
telling you, these women, they're running through more guys than running backs. I'm telling you, they're running through more than running backs. You can
It's
mark
sad,
that down.
man. And it just be safe. That's all I can say. Like for real. Like it's a lot of stuff going on out here. But I would say that if you're young and you're a female, think about getting somebody and settling down with now. Because the older you get, the harder it gets. And the men change at that age. Dudes that are 40 and single, I know a couple of them. They raw. They savage. They don't got no time. They hit it, quit, they dipping. They ain't looking for no relationship. They 40. They got like 30 years left max. They don't give a fuck about no marriage no more.
And you got to look at it in this route too. You look at these guys, Bill Belichick with his girlfriend. You're gonna tell me she's with this guy for his looks? Really?
No,
He's out of shape.
no,
He's fat.
no, no. But
That's a gold digger.
he got bread. And he's
Yeah.
a goat. And they know they ain't getting married, man. Like, and I'm not even mad at her because that's the one thing, like, I'm never mad at the pimp or the trick. As long as you have an actual thought process in your mind of what it is. Just know what it is. Don't be disillusioned by what it is. You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
Belichick's disillusioned. I'll tell you that.
I hope not, because he's gonna get played. But who cares? He's 74. He got, I mean, what Belichick gonna live to? He 100. I mean, he's rich, so maybe. But he ain't the most healthiest dude. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't even matter. Have fun, because he already been married. He got kids. He did all of that. You think he care if she say, "Yo, I'm done"? You're gonna get another one. It's
Yeah.
messed up, but it's that world. When you have certain money like that, that's what happens. I'm just blessed and happy. That's why I'm loyal to my wife. I don't play no games and I ain't doing none of that funny stuff. And it actually helps me be a better artist because it's something that I don't have to worry about. I know
Mhm.
where mine is. She right over there. And she was holding the camera before I could afford directors. Forget and all of those videos and shit, like Pitfalls, that video that was on World Star Hip Hop. She filmed that.
Wow. I checked
Film
that out. I did see that earlier today.
she filmed that shit. You know what I'm saying? So
That's real.
like that's we together unit. She's at when I'm performing, she's there with the blicky on her. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Like that stuff you can't discount. That's very important. She support my dreams. She supports me throwing money into something that I have a 1% chance of possibly even making any money. Thank God I made a little bit, but it ain't nothing like what I spent. So that type of loyalty, that type of stuff, that bond, you can't break that. Not for something that's quick. So anybody else out there, man, look for somebody that you can build with and continue to rely on. Cause that shit is way more important than looks and all of this other stuff. Cause all that shit is over quicker than you think.
Hmm.
Real.
Absolutely. Keep it real. That's the main thing. Hit my line and keep it real. Like,
Oh
you got to
yeah.
be you got to be honest.
Yeah, Hit My Line. Oh, we did a music video for Hit My Line with Homage in New York, so that'll be coming soon too. I got a lot of visuals coming, but Homage also is an artist that I need more people to listen to. One of the dopest artists, just period. And he up New York. That motherfucker's cold, man. That dude cold. He's a boom bap MC, real MC. So when
Mhm.
he touched the mic, he gonna give you those punchlines. He gonna give you stories, but he can make hooks. Like that's an artist, man. Y'all need to listen more to him, man. That's my people. That's my family. Like for real, for real. So like Homage is dope, and he blessed that song. That's one of most people when they listen to the album, they say that's probably like one of their favorite songs, which
I
is
use that to promote
crazy.
the our interview tonight. That song right there.
For real,
Mhm.
people love that song. I guess it's because of the way I wrote it. It's just some real shit.
It
Like
is.
for real. Like, and it's crazy. Like I'm over there harmonizing on the hook or whatever, not even thinking about. I'm just coming up with a concept. Like it's very important because a lot of the issues I've had in this world has been because of lack of communication. Either me being too like punk motherfucker and not having that conversation because I'm worried about your feelings, or vice versa. People have beef with me. I go home, I don't even know it. I'm like, what the fuck? We gotta why you what? Like, oh, you said this or you did this on internet or whoop de whoop. Bro, I ain't even get your call. I ain't get the request for $20 from Cash App. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Why we have problems. But communication is key. And it's both ways. You or the other person.
It is, and that's what because we're all trying to read what the other person's thinking, judging the actions, looking at it from that point. We're knowing if you just had the conversation, communication, as you mentioned, there wouldn't be all these issues. So
Yep.
yeah, it's made us
And
antisocial. The phones and all that stuff, it's made it antisocial.
yeah, I mean, most people are extremely antisocial. And I think that we hide behind the fact of anxiety. We hide behind the fact of the things that we've experienced in our past. We hide behind our own traumas. But John Deloney, he's a therapist on YouTube or whatever. You know what I mean? He said something to me that was really profound. He was like, stop putting your trauma on me. Like your trauma is like my trauma, I can't put it on you. Like, why would I do that? I can be like, yo, I've seen this before, so I'm gonna pull back, or I dealt with this before, so I'm gonna move a certain type of way. That's just being, wise and intelligent. There's nothing wrong with that. But me putting my trauma on you when you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about is crazy. We gotta stop doing that as people. But yeah, anyway, communication is key, straight up, and we don't do it. And I think a lot of that is because people feel more guarded by not talking to people. And it is safer because people can be ignorant, people can be mean, people could be too real for you, something that you don't want to hear in a moment. And as a person that really advocates therapy and mental health, I thought that was very important. And once I understood that by going to therapy, I was like, yo, even if I'm afraid to have a conversation, I need to be direct because people respect being direct way more than they respect for you being passive. That passive shit is for the birds. If you passive, you're a punk. Don't be passive. Even with people you love the most, be honest with people. You don't have to cuss a motherfucker out, but you can have a mature conversation. We don't do that. We just don't as
No.
people. We need to be better at that.
I'm more of a confrontational guy. I prefer, and we need and that could turn into
New York,
a place to
New
where you don't
York.
want to where you want to be sometimes. But I think we need more of that. You don't want it to escalate too much, but I'm someone that keeps it, as they say, keeps it a buck. I think that you need to state how you feel and however the other person takes it, it's how they take it. At least you stated you made your peace at the end of the day. You have to be fearless, like your
Yeah,
name.
thank you. I think a lot of people have a problem with not saying something. I used to, and then resenting the fact that I didn't say it. Like, well, you could have, and you might not know what to say in that moment. But it's nothing wrong with you picking up the phone, and be like, "Hey, yo, I did this with a homie of mine." I was like, "Yo, you had said something. I didn't really like that shit." And he was like, "Oh, my bad. I ain't even mean it like that. You was saying some funny shit, and I just said something." I was like, "Yeah, that shit really bothered me." I could have let that simmer, and you could forget about it. But you know what doesn't forget about it? Your body. So when you end up having that fucking stroke because all this shit that you let be pent up inside of you, there you go. Confrontational people, if you handle it the right way, you probably live a lot longer and not have hypertension and all these problems because you're very direct. My cousin Miz is like that. Learned a lot from my cousin Miz. Miz don't give a fuck. He gonna say whatever he got to say. And he don't give a fuck who's there. And if you have a problem with it, you can step outside. It's real easy with him. 1, 2, you can do fists, guns, bats, whatever you want to do. But that's all you gotta do is be like, fuck you, I don't like that shit. Don't say that shit. And he'll be like, oh, my bad. And everything's deaded. But if you just sit there and take it or not address it, he gonna say whatever the fuck he want. And if you do something wrong, he'll come right up to you. But he respects me because he know Jimmy will come right up to him and be like, yo, this is how I felt about this, cuz whoop de whoop. And that's what it is. A lot of people cannot take that. They're too scared to have those type of confrontations or conversations, and that will limit you, certainly in music, because a lot of this shit is built off of respect. And if people don't respect you, they will eat your ass alive up in this bitch. So I'm glad you got that type of temperament. You know what I mean? As long as it's respectful, it should be all love.
It could go over it can go over sometimes, I'll tell you that.
See, now that's a whole different thing.
There's a
That's the whole
little
different thing.
there's a little side to the Mad Max that people don't see on here. That's okay.
Bad to
Yeah.
the max. Hey man, everybody got to work on something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just be careful because some motherfuckers, they ain't gonna take that shit. You know what I'm saying? Some motherfuckers gonna take it to that next level. You know what I mean? That's the one
Yeah.
thing we say in Texas. Like, I go to New York, everybody honking the horn, bam, 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 bam. You know what I mean? It's just normal. Ain't nobody gonna cuss you out. It's very rare somebody get out the car and start fucking hitting your car with a bat. People don't do that in New York. They gonna honk the horn on you. You do that here, they tell you not to do that here because you might get smoked.
Mhm.
You honk the horn here, a motherfucker will, you drive past them or whatever, they'll shoot at your car. It's happened multiple times
I'm
this
not
year.
surprised.
Like motherfuckers would kill you out here. So it's very different. You know what I mean? The confrontation here is handled to the maximum extreme because everybody got weapons. People have very limited patience. But in New York, you cuss a motherfucker out on the street and you see nigga next day, y'all best friends. It's different. It's a
Mhm.
different way. That's why I love New York. That's why I love Texas because it's just different.
It's different.
It's different. It's. I mean, I just we last year me and my wife went to Germany and Amsterdam. That was completely different. Yeah, I'd never seen like Woodstock in person, but that shit was basically like that. You could do whatever drugs and prostitution is legal in Germany and Amsterdam. Bugged out. Weird to see that compared to Texas or like even New York, where none of that shit is legal. Like you can go find it, but you gotta find it. Now up there is in the it's in the city where the nice folks live. So anyway, it's just different. But
It is.
yeah.
Jimmy, is there anything else you love to let the fans know? Anything else that we didn't touch on? I think we covered all the bases.
Right. Well, um, simple stuff. That same thing everybody else say. Follow me on
On
Instagram,
Instagram. You got
Jimmy
your
B
website too.
Fearless. Yes. Please support. You can listen to my whole album, all of my albums on YouTube or on jimmybfearless.com. Buy vinyl, man. Amazing quality. I have vinyls for every one of my albums or a CD if that's your medium, but don't just stream it. Support independent music and support physical media. It's very important. What they're doing right now to us when it comes to streaming is bogus. And I'm not just talking about the artists, I'm also talking about the fans. The quality of music doesn't feel the same. It's not the same vibe as you putting something physical in your hands, putting it in a record player, putting it in a CD player, and listening to it mixed for that type of medium. It is something that you should experience. You should experience music in the physical way. Plus, it's a dope collector's item. I mean, yeah, you can have it like I got my joint right there, right here with the vinyl. It's like it's a nice aesthetic. So I would definitely go to jimmybfearless.com, support the music, listen to the music. And if you want to watch my music videos, go to YouTube, just search Jimmy B Fearless, no E, Jimmy B, letter B, Fearless, and you'll find me. Leave a comment, watch a music video, watch Runaway. It just dropped. It's so dope. Green screen, crazy, and make sure you subscribe because I'm coming out with Lost in the Bottle next, featuring DJ Cat. I'm doing other music videos. Hit My Line is coming up next. My new single, Spill the Cup, is about to come out. So doing a lot of visuals, and you can, go on YouTube and experience that, podcasts and stuff like that. So definitely just check me out, man. If you're in Dallas and you want me to perform, you in Texas, you want me to perform, please hit me up on Instagram, man. I love to tell you where I'm performing at this week, any open mics I'm doing or any shows that I'm doing and things like that. I'll definitely come and stop by. And if you're an artist and you're doing music in Texas, man, let me know. I would love to link up and come to your show if you got one, bro, just to come and support. Bros and ladies, I don't give a fuck what type of music you make, neither rock and roll, neo soul, hip hop, trap. Oh, also EDM. I love that shit. So yeah, just hit me up, man. I love to support independent artists, independent DJs, and yeah, man, we can definitely work. And I love listening to everything and just meeting people. So hit me up.
Yeah, shout out to Al Nice for getting us set up too, getting us connected with
Yeah,
everything. That's
man.
the guy right there.
Big boss, L Nice right there, man. Real good gentleman. Solid as a motherfucking rock.
He is.
Yup, good
Def-
people too, man. Shout
he
out to him.
definitely is. We got to stay connected. Let me know when you're ready to drop this next album too, so we could do a part two. We got to do another interview here.
Yeah, man. I'll make sure I send it to you so you can have it, listen to it in all of its glory. I know you probably got vinyl because you're a
Yeah, I got a bunch of
DJ.
vinyls in the background in my crate. Yeah,
Right.
I
So
do collect the old school vinyls.
yeah, and I actually, man, I'll send you a vinyl of The Love Is Real so you can listen to it like in that authentic way.
Oh, I
So
appreciate that.
yeah, I'll definitely do that. And for the next coming album, man, we'll do that too. Cause it'll be
Absolutely.
super dope for you to listen to it first, get to experience it in that form, in that medium, and then like ask me like, oh, what's up with this? You know what I mean? Like I would love to break it down with you further and stuff for the next album, man.
Absolutely. I had a great time speaking with you. Definitely an in-depth conversation all the way around, different topics, and it was a great time.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it, man. It's been wonderful. Thank you for all the dope questions and allowing me to talk. I appreciate that and us talking about sports. And I hope the Ravens do well, just not against the fucking Cleveland Browns.
I hope the Browns eventually because hey, we got Myles Garrett there. I will say this, money talks. Money, that's another topic there. Money talk. He was like, "Oh, I want to leave." Yeah, now he's signed to a big contract.
I mean, that's a whole nother story. I'm glad he signed. Thank God. Maybe we'll get Shador Sanders in the draft. But you know what the Browns are. We're gonna be the same.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. Mason Rudolph's back on the Steelers. Maybe we could watch Garrett hit him with the helmet again.
Oh my God. He better not be starting. He gonna fucking cream that dude. They better get Aaron Rodgers. And then imagine Aaron Rodgers getting hit by Myles Garrett. Like, man, y'all,
Oh,
the Steelers got some problems. They should have just kept Justin Fields or Russell.
yeah. I don't know why they let two decent quarterbacks go. I really don't understand. Now they don't have anyone. You're going to risk it on Aaron Rodgers, who's a washed up basket case.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, on his mind.
Playing in the mud on ayahuasca.
Did you
Really,
see that beach picture they posted? I
I
was
did.
like, yo,
Oh,
this is fucking awful, bro. Sitting there, I'm thinking about the future. Bitch, shut up.
yeah.
Like, go make a movie or something, bro. Do a rom-com. Like, you don't get out of here, man.
Ugh.
That dude is awful.
He's too much. I've had enough.
Yeah, the Steelers, they going, and that's the crazy thing. They still gonna win 10 games.
It's all on the coach too. Mike Ty, good coach.
And he don't even he just be cussing them out and preaching to them and just being a real dude and they just win 10 games. And whatever, man.
Horrible.
It is. But all right, y'all. Yeah, y'all want us to talk about some more sports? Also, hit me up on Instagram. I
Yeah.
talk sports with y'all all day long, for real. I love football, definitely football, and boxing too. Love boxing. So yeah, man.
George Foreman just passed.
I know. Rest in peace, man. He gave a lot of older people hope that you can still live out your dream. You know what I mean? Like for real. Not. I wouldn't suggest anybody go out there and be a 50-year-old boxer for the first time. But whatever you want to do, you can accomplish it. And he's also crazy because he named all his kids George. That's a very
Yeah.
unique dude. And George Foreman grill, which is bugged out. I like them, man. George Foreman was the truth. Like he's a good dude. That movie they made of him was awful, but him as a person, he was an amazing person. He was a crazy boxer, a pastor, entrepreneur, family man, the oldest heavyweight champion ever, probably never be broken unless Klitschko comes back, which he's thinking about trying to break Foreman's record. So like all of those things, it's crazy.
Mhm.
Amazing life. So shout out to him. Tired of losing legends. Tell you that.
It is too much. And no more boxing matches with streamers. I'm tired of Jake Paul, Tyson. Mike Tyson shouldn't have been in that ring.
I went to that and I would say that so real quick. So like me and my wife was thinking about it all week. I was like, this shit's gonna be stupid. Like I knew it was gonna be stupid. Like I was like, this is gonna be stupid. But since I love boxing, I was like, nah, Serrano's fighting, and she's like a goat in terms of women's boxing, like one of the goats. So I do want to see her fight Katie Taylor, and this the rematch. Like, let's go watch it. You know what I'm saying? Mario Barrios was fighting, even though he looked like shit. So last minute, like 2 hours before like the event started, bro, we was like, we want to buy some tickets. So it was like $200 a pop. It wasn't bad. Man, we left, had enough time. Stadium ain't that far, 30 minutes. You know what took us forever? Parking. Bro, we had to park on the sidewalk. And the cop told us to do it. The cop was like, yo, they ain't we bought parking and they didn't stop the reservations when parking was already booked. So they overbooked. So we had to park on the sidewalk, which was actually dope because once we was done, we just drove right the fuck off. It was easy as shit. But like, it was so many people there. Yo, the whole city of Dallas was there because they had cheap ass seats. People, I was sitting next to somebody, they brought their baby, bro. Like they, like 2 year old, like 1 year old baby. Like motherfuckers, like it was the whole hood with everybody was there. It was so fun. The final fight was terrible, but it
Mhm.
was still fun. Like all the rest of the fights were good, and just to see the whole city out, like to see Dallas out, it was awesome. That was something that I'm gonna cherish for the rest of my life, even though it was the worst boxing match I ever seen. It was still cool though. I had to go for the city, man. I had no choice.
Mhm.
But yeah, don't want to see no more of that. But you're gonna see Jake Paul fight somebody. He almost fought Canelo. I
I'm
mean,
tired of him. I don't want to see him.
50 million. Canelo was like, I'll do it for 50. And it would have made 50. Everybody will watch that fight, bro. And you
Mhm,
going it don't matter who Jake Paul fights next. Because he talking about fighting his brother. Everybody gonna watch that, man.
mhm.
We all know it. And I know everybody tired of it, but it's the truth. He's entertaining. He's a goofball, but everybody want to see him get knocked out.
I,
And the
oh,
bullshit. Huh?
I'll pop the champagne when he does.
Yeah. I mean, but it's gonna be hard though. That's a big dude. Like, pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't no small motherfucker. And he big, so he gonna take a real motherfucker to knock him out. Like a real boxer. And I don't know no real boxer that won't fight him like that. Canelo said he'll knock him out, but Canelo won like 50, 60, 70, 80 million. But we'll see. We will see, man.
We will
But it was
see.
dope talking to you, man. I
Yeah,
love talking
what
about
man?
sports and hip hop, so it's perfect for me.
It was dope. All right, Jimmy, enjoy the rest of your night. Take care, and we'll talk again soon.
You too, man. Thanks, brother.
All
Appreciate it.
right, man. Peace out.
Peace, man.